Is there a universe outside of Bravo?
Did we miss the training manual to our 30s?
No. Are they for real?
Thank God for our girlfriends. Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Structured Chaos with Kelly and Kyra. We hope that you had a great week and that you're ready to laugh about how none of us have it figured out.
Good morning. Oh, I kind of sounded like Claudia.
Oh. That Claudia from the Toast is who she is referring to. And we used to be big toasters, and recently we have backed away.
Oh, have we? Okay.
Oh,
I mean,
still?
I don't know. I mean, I listened like every so often. I wasn't like an everydayer.
I was an everydayer.
And I haven't listened recently just because I listened to other things and I'm busy, not because I have an opinion either way. I don't know. I do remember now that you told me there was a controversy, but I don't remember what it was.
It was around the election time, and it was also around, the war in Gaza and where they lie and all of those types of things.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
big Elon fans.
Oh, okay. Well, love to start out on a positive note. Let's get right into it. How was your week?
Get right in. My week was good. The weather wasn't as good as, we had once hoped, but this week is looking very promising. So I'm super excited. Me and my best friend, ChatGPT, we got into it this week, and it was a naturopath doctor for me. It was a Chinese medicine doctor for me. And, we started a whole new routine. So your girl is on quite the supplement and tea regimen right now. And I had to check in with my real medical professional, Kelly. And she informed me that while everything I'm taking is very good, I should probably start smaller doses. And I'm just like let's do it. It said this is what I need. It said this is my breakdown. It didn't say to ease my way in. So I'm doing it, and my body is going through it.
So the thing about Kyra does research through ChatGPT, but doesn't do an ounce further. So yesterday, she tells me she's not feeling well last night, and that like multiple people had told her she wasn't looking well,
which I was still so upset about.
Right, like she was more upset that people said she didn't look good. She's like, I thought I looked good, and I'm like concerned. Like she's like, I can't move, and I'm like you're tired, or I need to take you to the hospital. And she's like, I thought I looked so cute, and I was like, hello. So I like call her on FaceTime so I can get eyes on her. And she's like, see, I look great. She's like showing me her eyes, and she's like showing me the side of her head. She thinks she's showing me her eyes. And I'm like, did you eat? And she's like, yeah, I had a piece of toast. And then she's like, I was going to order dinner, but I didn't want to get up and walk to the door to get it. And I'm like,
to be fair, I didn't just have a piece of toast all day.
She named other things. And then, but she didn't want to get up to the door, which is not that far from where she was sitting. So I'm like concerned, like, you're like ill. Okay. We need to figure this out. So then I'm like, okay, you started all these supplements, like send me the list. Oh,
it's a list.
It's 2 documents full from, like she said, a Chinese doctor and a naturopath that ChatGPT gave her. And so I'm reading it, and like some of these things I'm taking because I go to a naturopath, a real naturopath who like did my blood work. I'll say it. A real naturopath that, examined my blood work from my body, not just looking at my face. Listen, I am all for budget girly.
I wasn't budgeting.
But you could be budgeting if people want to use this as a budget-friendly way of not having to pay.
Oh, yeah.
What? I was not budgeting.
I wasn't saying like
I paid full price for these supplements. I would never budget.
we are $250 into the supplement routine.
No, I meant like, okay, you saved money by not going to the naturopath. Whoa, Kyra is not the budget-friendly one out of the two of us, and as you can tell, she is not to be confused.
Oh my God, that reminds me. So when I was in Florida, there's like this like incredible bakery that we always go to. And so there's a grocery store next door. And so we had to like do like all of our like Easter grocery shopping. And my cousin's like, we're not gonna go here. Like, this is like a way more expensive store. Like, we're gonna go to a different grocery store. And I was like, no, we're not. I was like, I'm a convenience person. I was like, I don't have 4 kids. I was like, we're gonna go to this one and I'll pay. I'm like, no. I was like, I don't have to budget. I mean, I do have to budget. I very much have to budget. But I'm like, no.
Yeah. So I think there just has to be a balance. Mm-hmm. So we can use the information ChatGPT gives us and then just Google it. Like, is this good? Because, like Kyra mentioned, I think a lot of the things it said to you to be on are things that I take or that like I know of that are good. But the dosage it's telling you to take is like the highest dosage, and it, like I said, it's 2 pages worth of stuff, and she just started it all at once. So I'm like, this could be why your body is not feeling its best. We're just shocking it.
Yep. That's really what I think. I think that I am like truly like shocking my body, and it's like, oh, nutrients. We don't know her.
But then I'm like, okay, so yeah, maybe just like go like ease into it. And Kyra's like, I'm just gonna do it for 2 weeks and see if I feel better. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's not easing, but
it's not what I meant.
I just, and Kelly also like made like a really good point last night, and she was like, typically you like start like certain things to see how your body reacts, and then you can like identify like which ones don't work. And I was like, didn't do that.
Just went,
don't have a way.
I was like trying to Google like the symptoms and like she just started so many things at once that it was like I couldn't even keep track of like I could not even Google fast enough to try to figure out which could be which. And then that was just the supplements. That wasn't even the teas and the tinctures, the whatever. It was crazy.
And I will say, like, adding on to last week when I felt superior, unpacking and putting everything away, I feel very superior every morning drinking warm lemon water. Like, that to me is just like adult. It doesn't taste like anything.
I don't like lemon water.
Oh.
So I'm assuming it tastes like lemon water. I don't like that.
I love lemon water. Oh my gosh.
I don't. Me and my best friend have this thing, like when we go out to eat, because she asks for lemon water, and then they always put lemon in my water, and I'm like, I didn't ask for this. I did not ask for lemon in my water. Like, she asked for something extra, so give it to her, but you didn't have to bring me down in the process.
Well,
I just like regular. I like her regular water. I don't like spa water. I don't like the cucumbers and no.
Oh, I could do like that's surprising to me though, because like you hate being hot, and I feel like cucumber lemon water is like such like a refreshing thing. Like on a hot day, like a nice cold glass of water with cucumber and lemon.
Just a nice cold glass of water will do it. I don't need the extra because the extra has a taste. I don't like the taste. Like I just want refresh. The taste does not refresh me.
She said a nice cold glass of water will do it.
Yeah, I'm a simple gal.
So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on this journey. Hopefully, it gets better. I feel better today for sure. So that's promising. Got my nails done this week. Okay. Cute. Look how cute. Love. They were kind of giving candy corn, but blue,
I wouldn't have thought candy corn.
I told her that while I was doing it. I was like, and she's like, what? And I'm like, is it giving candy corn?
You told me?
Like, No. While she was doing it.
Oh, I think
The
said I
girls-
told you while
no,
she
I
was
said I
doing it,
told
and I was
her.
like, I don't recall.
Getting to my nail, I'm really like being so like aware of being places on time because I'm typically always like 5 minutes late to my nail appointment. Okay. So I do everything. I get
Rude.
ready. It is rude. It is rude. It's very rude. But I do tip extra because I know it's rude. So it's like at the end of the day, I'd rather have the cash. You know what I mean? I like,
Okay. You should start tipping me when you're late.
I will, but I haven't been because I'm keeping up my promise.
Okay. What can we should make a deal. If you're
Okay.
late, you pay me $5.
Okay. Easy.
I love that.
Great.
Start being late.
Oh,
Money make an opportunity for me.
now I can be
Yes.
late.
If I was making money off it, I would not care.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I'm going to start making what, about $5,000 a month, I said yesterday.
And
And you, so what's $5?
And you know what? You're a convenience person. So if you just have to pay to be able to be late, you'll do it. So this is going to work out for both of us.
100%. I would pay to be late.
And I will pay to sit and wait.
Great.
I'll pay to wait and you pay to be late. That's our new motto. Wow.
And that's on Girl Math.
And that's called solution-based problem solving. Follow us for more tips.
We, again, finance, sports, medicine, it doesn't matter. We know it. And we're here to help you. So I get onto the freeway. And if you don't live in California, you don't understand this because it was the weirdest thing to me. It still is the weirdest thing. Like sometimes when they like try to like stop the flow of traffic, like a cop car like literally like swerves on the freeway and like stops the cars. Like you're just at a dead stop. So I happened to be the first car. And so I could like see what was going on. And like so where I get on the freeway to like where I then have to get onto another freeway is like instant. So I see that there's like a fire truck and like not like an 18-wheeler, but like a truck, like a delivery truck. But like nothing is happening. And then the cop is like swerving and he's stopping and he's blocking off. And like, we're just all at a dead stop for 10 minutes. That's a very long time. That is very long time. And so I'm texting her and I'm like, I am so sorry because I'm now at this point, I'm 5 minutes late, but I would have been there because it's not far from where I live. So that gets cleared up, whatever, get off the exit to go to the nail salon. There's a protest. And of course the protest, like I have to follow the protest to get where I need to go. And so I was like, the Lord is testing my patience today. Mm-hmm. And they were out there fighting for federal workers, or they were protesting, you know, on behalf of federal workers. So it's like, I have to support this. Like I'm in very much support of what you are, you know, advocating for. It's just not right now, or maybe not on this street.
Yeah.
Hillcrest, 6th Avenue. Mm-hmm. Like the main part to go down, like you can't get anywhere else without crossing over.
They want to do it in the place that's right there.
Mm-hmm.
And it might have also been, I don't know, because there's so many protests going on right now I've seen on the news, but also potentially medical workers with the hospital right there. Because I know on our campus there have been a lot of medical worker protests.
I thought that as well, but they went downtown, like, because then I like heard them like past the nail salon. So I don't know. I just saw signs for federal workers, but could be. I know, because I thought that too, because the hospital's right there. So that was, you know, and I'm like, God damn it. Like when I'm trying to be on time and like I'm like making sure I'm doing the things that I can do. Oh, also when the cops stopped everyone, like literally nothing happened. Like the fire truck left, the truck just like was there. Like there was no smoke, like literally nothing.
Maybe there was something in the road?
No.
That's when I've seen them.
No. There was nothing in the road. Like it was literally like the fire truck was like talking to the truck. Like it was weird.
Oh, okay.
But I made it and I was 30 minutes late.
Okay, where did I hear about this? The burnt toast theory? Like when something happens that makes you late, like if you burnt your toast or something and it's like annoying,
Mhm.
but it's actually like protecting you from potentially something.
Well, that's what I always tell myself.
Yeah, so it's like a thing. I can't remember. I must have heard it on a podcast or something recently, or a TikTok maybe. But it's like a positive way to try to like think, like if you're not saying you were like mad, but like if you're in a situation, I've been trying to think of that recently, like because I get very impatient in traffic or like anything, like if someone's driving slow in front of me or like not even traffic based, but just in
Mhm.
general, if
Mhm.
something like
Inconvenient.
delays, I'm like, oh, this is so
Mhm.
annoying. But then it's like it potentially is saving you
From
from
something
getting
else.
in a car accident or what, like whatever.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like a positive way to think about.
I do always think of it that way. And I do always think, like, Kyra, like, this is okay. This isn't going to end your life.
Mhm,
Like, it's okay. You can sit here, breathe, you
mhm.
know?
Yeah. Yes.
And then so back in December, maybe in January, because maybe it was like post Christmas, I talked about my favorite podcast that was called the Telepathy Tapes.
Mhm.
And just a reminder, it was about the phenomenon of nonverbal autistic kids, and like they have this whole world that exists where they speak to one another telepathically. Again, if you have not listened to it, it is so freaking incredible. So I saw, like, because I like subscribed to the podcast, like it like came up and I was like, because the season's over. And I was like, oh my God, there's another episode. And so there was just like a quick, like 25-minute episode that they put out. And they got like such like great feedback from season 1. They have sponsors now. And
Aw.
season 2 is gonna come out. And so this episode was from the perspective of like, it'd be like if you and I like went to go help in a classroom. So like this guy was regular, he had no background in this world or anything. And he talked about how to witness it with your own eyes is just something like that you cannot explain to someone unless they have also experienced it.
Mhm.
And so he then like got into meditating, and he wanted to be able to see if he could communicate with them. And so there I talked about it before that it was they all go to this place called the Hill.
Mhm.
And that's where they all like meet up and talk, and it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, like you could be anywhere in the world. It's just this like place. And so he said that like through his meditation and everything, he started having like very lucid dreams. And he was like, okay, if I can have these dreams, like I want to see like how far can I take it? So after a while, he found himself on the hill, and he wasn't sure if he was in a dream or if it was real or whatever. And he said at first it sounded like radio frequency, but he could hear a voice, but he like couldn't really make it out, but he like knew someone was talking. And he said that it just felt like this like divine being. And so he tried a couple more times, and then he finally like he said that, oh, it just like gives me the chills. He was there and people started talking to him, and he knew that they were the students in his class. And he's like, I never heard their voice before, obviously, because they don't speak. And he was like, I knew instantly that that was them. And he then said, this is my mom's name. This is my dad's name. This is my sister's name. Like, if this is really real, like, we're going to do this in school, so they said like, and his name is Dan, and they said the teacher, like, because he's a teacher aide, and so the
Okay.
teacher had said like, do you like did you see Dan on the hill? And so they can thought read too, so I guess like they say the word pumpkin over and over in their head to like not be thinking about what the question that's being asked is, so that
Mhm.
they can't read their thought, so that
Okay.
they know that it's a pure answer from them. And so two of the students said like, yeah, Dan came to the hill. We love having Dan there. And then they said his parents' names. And so then the narrator asks, like, well, do you think that like they were just reading your mind? And he was like, I thought that, but I like kept saying pumpkin, 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 pumpkin. And he said that like the general outtake, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, that they have high integrity. Like they don't just say things to say things. Like they're not going to lie just to like fit a narrative. Like they're very intentional with what they say and honest. And so then he said, then I got nervous because if I could access the Hill, then who else can access the Hill? Is the CIA then going to access the Hill? And he was like, he's like, because every marginalized group deserves to have a safe space. And he was like, so I didn't want to like endanger anything that they have that is so pure. And so then they put a message in one of like the Facebook groups that they have of like all of the parents. And they said, you know, has anyone experienced like a regular person going to the Hill and being accepted on the Hill? And is this okay? And am I allowed to be there? So one of the girls from the first season, her dad answered, and she's like a little further along in letterboarding, like she can type everything out. And she said that they love having him there. He's very welcome. There are many people that aren't nonverbal that do go to the Hill. It is a very, very safe space. No one can infiltrate it. It is protected by these divine beings. He kept talking about divine beings over and over. And he was like, I don't know how else to describe it. He's like, they were something greater than these nonverbal, you know, people that are going there. He's like, they're like angelic. Like, he's like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I didn't obviously see them. He's like, they are divine beings. And so then this girl says, like, it is so highly protected. Like, no, like I was crying on my way to work. Like, I'm just like, oh, and like they were so overwhelmed. All the nonverbal people were so overwhelmed at the acceptance from people. And they now feel like they're finally starting to get understood for the first time ever. And like, they're so happy that the show or that the podcast came out and that people like took to it so well. And like, it's so good. Like, it is so good. So of course, I am now naturally on a mission to work on meditating so that I can go to the Hill. So
okay.
I will be
Add it to
reporting
the
back.
list of places that you're going to be going and telling
Deep
us about.
Sea, Gaza, the Hill, you name it, I'm there.
Love it. All right, we'll be standing by.
Thank you. And I'm telling you guys, you have to listen to this podcast. It is so moving.
Okay.
And with a high has to come a low. And that is the Lakers lost.
Yeah, yikes.
So for our sports segment today, it's not as exciting as it was last week. I'm no longer on a high. So we have game 7 today for Rockets Warriors, which I mean, you don't even have to watch sports. Like if you're in a game 7 final death, like it's one or the other, like that's just like a fun atmosphere in game, you know, to witness. So we have game 7 tonight. Game 7 last night was Clippers Nuggets. Nuggets blew the fucking Clippers out of the water. Thank God. And as a reminder, Aaron Gordon, last week's dunk, Nuggets. Okay. So same team. So right now we have round 2 of the playoffs is going to start on Monday. Oh, we have one game starting today. So Celtics are playing the Knicks. Pacers are playing the Cavs. That's going to be a good series. And then Timberwolves, TBD. We don't know if they're going to play the Warriors or the Rockets. Still hoping for the Rockets. And then Thunder Nuggets. So that's where we're at in basketball. And just one more thing, the coach of the Spurs, Greg Popovich, he has been the coach for 29 years for the Spurs. I mean, he is the Spurs. He is the San Antonio Spurs. Like, and he announced his retirement finally yesterday. And
I saw that this guy that I follow, that I like know, posted a bunch of pictures with him.
He's like one of the most beloved coaches of all time. He's endured a lot of turmoil. He lost his wife. It's just been like hard for him. He's probably needed to retire for a few seasons, but because of everything going on, I think he just wanted to hold on to it. But he said he wants to be with his grandkids and enjoy life with them. And I'm really excited, and I'm excited for the new head coach of the Spurs. So yeah.
Cute.
Mhm.
Cute. Well, awesome. I could start my week going off of the sports segment.
Mhm.
I have some sports memorabilia that I was gifted this week, and it is now hanging in my office because I'm a sports girl.
Because you're a
And
collector.
I am. I have a baseball bat hanging in my office. I mean, what more could you want? So my uncle collects like vintage baseball bats, and he has like probably like 25 or 30 of them. So I was at his house last week, and he was telling me and my mom like all about the different ones. And he told me to like pick one that I wanted, and he had like told us about them, but obviously they're all different, but on the surface when they're all like together they look the same when you're just like looking at them in a group. So it's not like I really like knew like which is which. He had told
Which
us
is
like,
weird because like you're so well versed.
I know, but like I mean, if you really get down to the details, of course I know, but like just looking at like the group.
Like I knew you knew what tree like it came from, like the type of wood.
Oh
it
yeah, I
was.
mean those details, of course, but I mean like
Okay.
for the population we're talking to, like I don't want to like go over. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep it simple. So he told me that I could pick one, and so I'm like, okay. So I get, I'm in the living room and I'm testing them all out, swinging them.
As an
I'm like
athlete does.
holding them, like, okay, which one feels right? Which one looks good? I'm like asking the family, like, okay, does this one look more natural? And they're just like, yeah, I mean, they all look perfect. You are natural. Like, of course, we just could not pick which one looks better because they all look like they belong.
Flawless.
Yeah. So, I end up, there was one that was calling to me, and so I picked it, and it was a Mickey Mantle. And I mean, that's the one I chose. And, he is a legendary Yankees player. He was my uncle's childhood hero, which I did not know before choosing the bat. So then it was really special. So, anyways, now that's hanging in my office, and
She's gonna turn her office into like a sports clubhouse.
Yeah, with all of my awards and the Mickey Mantle. So that's my sports update of the week. Luckily don't have any like pickleball. Well, I'll get to that. I didn't put it on the list, but I just remembered. Okay. So anyways, the rest of my week, my dad, last weekend he came over and cleaned my patio for me. I can't remember if I mentioned that last week, but while he was here, he was like, do you want me to like repaint your chairs? Cause they're looking a little tired. And I was like, okay.
Right. Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah. So he was like, okay, I'll come over one day when you're at work and do it. So I was like, perfect. So he came over this week while I was at work. He painted, I have like 3 chairs out on my patio. He painted them, and so they look nice and fresh and
ready for summer.
Yeah. And my patio is nice and clean. He was gonna hose it off, but my faucet thing out there doesn't work, so he brought a leaf blower and like blew all the dust away, and like it was crazy, but it looks great.
I love a leaf blower. I leaf blow at work all the time.
Like, I remember you telling me that. Yeah,
it is just so like fulfilling, gratifying.
Yes, so that was great. So I'm feeling good about having my cute little space. So this past week at work was Advisor Appreciation Week. And so they had all different types of like activities that we could do throughout the week. Just like different fun things. Like some days they had like trivia and like just
Trivia.
I didn't do the trivia, but yeah, they had like a happy hour one day.
Did you have a happy hour?
No.
Right.
It was not my in-office day, and it was also my launch day, so I just didn't I couldn't. But anyways, the things I did do, I went to activities both of my in-office days. So on Tuesday, I went and got a tour of the Scripps Pier, which if you have ever been to La Jolla Shores Beach, it is the pier there. It is not open to the public to like go on the pier. And so I got to walk all the way down to the end of the pier. It's a research pier. It's one of the top research like institutes in the world. It's a world-renowned research institution. And I mean, it's like part of UCSD, but I've
Kelly
never
was on the ground reporting live.
Yes. And
access where no one has access.
Right. It was actually hilarious because the guy was like, yeah, I mean, he was really funny. He was like, not that you guys need to feel like super honored, but this is not open to the public. And as he's like telling us this group of 3 people walked by and like walked in, and he's like, you just have to know someone with the key. If you know someone with the key, like, you're getting a tour. And he was like, it's pretty exclusive. So that was funny. But like working on a college campus is like pretty cool. So I don't want to say lucky because I work hard and that's why I worked at amazing schools. But where I worked at UCSD, which is one of the top public institutions in the country. And then previously I worked at Stanford, which is obviously one of the top schools in the country. So I've gotten to do some like really cool things. And when I worked at Stanford, which was in like 2014 to 2017, I worked in the mechanical engineering department, and they were testing self-driving cars. And so I used to go like on my lunch break to our lab and like test the self-driving cars, and I would get paid in like Amazon gift cards to go and like do the lab.
Hell yeah.
And just like fun stuff like that like normal people don't do that on their lunch break. That I'm like with the PhD students, like just testing them out. So anyways, I was just like, oh, this is such a cool thing to get this tour of this pier. So anyways, we got that tour and that was really interesting, and it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. So we had great weather. And then on Wednesday, I went and got a tour of, it's called the Fallen Star, and it's part of an art collection at UCSD, and it's this house that basically like hangs off the side of a building. And I mean, I've always seen it and it's really cool. And I've always taken pictures of it, and I think it's like awesome, but I've never gone inside of it.
Yeah, it's so cool.
And that is open to the public. But they have like certain times you can go and tour it. I just never have. And so anyways, they had like an advisor only little tour thing, and it's basically the story behind it is the artist moved here from Korea, and he wanted people to feel something when they step into his art, because when he moved to the United States from Korea, he felt very like disoriented and like just out of place, because
it's a whole new world.
Right. And he moved here in, I think it was the 90s. And so it was like before like internet was really big, and like he didn't know exactly like what to expect, as not that it wouldn't be disorienting now, but it's like now you kind of have more of an idea of what another place is going to be like before you go there. So anyways, this little house, it's not only off the side of a building, but it's slanted. So, and they told us this before we stepped in, but literally when you step in, like you basically instantly have vertigo, but it's not even like, you don't physically feel sideways. It's like it
just plays with your mind.
Yes. So if you've ever had vertigo, like that's how it feels. And you like try to walk straight and you feel like you're drunk. You're like walking sideways. And the only thing that's like straight in the whole thing is like the chandelier light fixture that's hanging. Everything else is just like It's so weird. And when you
That's
walk,
so weird.
you like she had everyone sit on the little couch, and then she would have one person walk, and they got like smaller as they like walked farther because it's like, and then we took
Like an optical
pictures.
illusion?
Yes, and we took pictures, and she had like the taller people stand on one side, and it like did a weird thing, and then we like switched, and it was so weird.
Oh my God, that's
And
cool. Wait, can you post those pictures?
I don't know if I could post the pictures because it's like a bunch of other people that I don't know, but I can post the pictures of the house.
And then,
Or
like,
yeah, I'll do something. But I had to
put our picture on every single person.
I had to like step out. I started feeling sick, which a lot of people did. Like I started feeling motion sick. Like I had to sit down, and then I was only in there for a couple minutes. Which it's just a room basically, so it's not like you need a long time in there. But that was really
Kelly
cool.
to get off her device.
What? Oh yeah, after. No, but I didn't expect to feel that way.
Right,
Like I don't know. I mean, I knew that I was gonna feel like, oh, this is weird, but like it really, I don't know. I am prone to motion sickness, and then of course, right after you have to get in the elevator to like go down, and it's like, oh. So I had to go like chug a Diet Coke, and
she's
like,
a survivor.
I am, and I was updating Kyra every step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So then later that day, like an hour later, we have a fire alarm at my office, and first of all, it is alarming, no pun intended, but I could barely hear it in my office.
Dangerous.
So, and like no one could. We're all like, is that our alarm? Like no one could hear it. So then they're like, yeah, we have to get out or whatever. And so we all go outside, and I'm eating my lunch because I had gone to this tour during lunch. So I like get my food, I'm like eating, and I'm not thinking, I'm like annoyed that we have to go outside, but I'm not like thinking anything. And my coworker goes, I just hate this because I always think like if someone wanted to do something, they're just going to pull the fire alarm, and then we all come outside and and I was like,
of course, the last thing that you need to hear.
the most paranoid person on the planet, have never thought, that had never crossed my mind. And now
it's all
I
you
will
think about.
never forget that.
You're like, I'll just stay in the burning building.
Yep.
I'll risk it.
I'll never unthink it. I was like,
oh,
why did you just say that? She's like, I'm sorry. And I was like, we're just sitting ducks. There's so many people out here.
Which is a bigger conversation that we can have. The fact that this is even a thing that we have to worry about. But
I know. But let's not have that conversation, because I have those conversations way too often, and it's too scary for me. And then the last thing, well, not the last thing, because I want to talk about my pickleball thing. But my guide for the San Diego Scout launched this week on Thursday, so that was exciting. And yeah, I posted a little
we'll post another. Yeah, we're gonna post another one.
Yeah, so the code is chaos20, and I'll post it. We'll post it in our description of this episode. But you can get 20% off if you use that code, and we'll post the link and stuff to the guide with the description. I mean, with the code in the description. And yeah, so check it out if you are coming to San Diego, or if you live here.
I know that I already said it. Guys, it literally does not matter if you lived here your whole life. You're going to get something from this. And if you know someone who's coming to San Diego, if you like someone that you know knows someone, like I'm telling you, like it makes it so easy. It's actually funny because this girl that I grew up with, we grew up across the street from one another. She had reached out to me the day after, and she was like, hey, can I pick your brain? I'm coming to San Diego and for a bachelorette, and like we're looking for things to do, and like some budget friendly, some not. And I was like, oh, yep. I was like, my friend literally just put out a guide yesterday. Like Kelly thought of everything. And it's like, it's so good. It is so good.
Yay. Thank you. Yeah, I've been getting, everyone who has seen it has loved it. So that makes me feel good. I obviously love it, and I'm proud of it. So it makes me happy.
If you guys want an extra discount, you can just Venmo me directly, and I will give you the guide.
Except you don't have the final copy. You have the Not
Well, if you
final
guys
copy.
if you don't mind not having the final copy, Venmo me. I'm going to have to start paying Kelly to be late. So I'm going to need to supplement my income.
I'm like, you have the one with, there's a couple missing photos, spelling errors. So if you do get a copy from Kyra, do not judge me based on that. It's not meant for public consumption.
No, they'd expect it coming from me. It'd be like if I did it.
Kyra's version.
If Kyra were to do this, it wouldn't look anything as cool as this, but it would have spelling errors.
Oh man. So yeah, that was much awaited on my part and finally launched. And then the last thing was I did get pickleball glasses. I did not like them.
Oh.
So they showed up at my door like an hour before I went to pickleball.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried them on. I did not like them. They were too big.
Okay.
So then I ended up just wearing like clear, like blue light glasses that I have.
Oh, okay.
And those are fine.
Oh. Because when we spoke last week, we were branding. We needed you head to toe, warm-ups, little travel bag, the goggles.
Right. Well, I mean, we didn't say we have to do it in 1 week.
That's
So
true.
technically, the blue light glasses I already had, so this is a temporary placeholder.
Okay.
Because
That's
I
fine.
returned the other thing that I bought because they were too big.
Did they come in different sizes?
Not those ones. They were the smallest, most understated ones I could find. And they were still too bulky. They were like...
Perhaps we don't need understated.
No, we need understated.
Mm.
I mean, understated was this big on my head. I'm like...
I need you in some like cool ass like aviator style like she came to play or socialize. We don't know.
Okay, aviators, yes. This sport mode,
Yeah, like
no.
that's what I like. That's what I like. Like the like reflective.
But see, that's the problem. It's hard for me to find clear ones. I can't have dark. I play at nighttime. And that's, most of them are like the dark, like reflective, like crazy colors.
Hear me
It's
out.
like,
Hear me out. Headlamp.
no.
Okay. Well, threw it out there.
I won't be able to see. If
But
the
you have a headlamp.
lenses are dark, even if I have a headlamp, even if I was embarrassing enough to do that.
Just throwing it out there. Someone asked me if I should play pickleball, and I said maybe I should start with Kelly. I don't want to, but I think it'd be fun for...
You can't just start with me. You would have to like go to a lesson and like learn. I can't teach you. I'm not a teacher.
From athlete to athlete.
I would be like,
and I'd be like, kindly fuck off, okay? I know my game, and I don't want to be up front in the kitchen.
Exactly. I don't play well with others, as you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Alex and I play together, but we don't play together really.
Because you'd get mad?
No, I don't get mad.
Maybe we'll do like a little like YouTube episode with Kelly teaching me how to play pickleball. We go to Mission Bay Resort. Maybe get a little cocktail, little drinky drink, and then hit the court.
Maybe, but you need a couple people to learn. Like,
Well,
to play.
Alex. Me, you, and Alex.
Okay. Alex, are you listening? Ooh, this is a good test of if our friends listen. Alex, text me when you hear this. Just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding. If you hear this text. Okay. Okay, so what happened in the news this week? A lot of Jacks.
A lot of Jacks. His podcast tour got canceled. What a shock. What a shock because of bad press, essentially. Right. Literally. Like, first of all, how'd you get one to begin with?
Same reaction he had when he said he was a cocaine addict.
Literally. And then he was quoted saying, Brittany wasn't the problem. I'm the problem. I get bored being in relationships. I don't like want to be in a relationship. I just don't like it. You were in a marriage. So if you didn't like being in a relationship, I don't think we should have jumped to the marriage part. And like,
And he didn't end the relationship. She did.
right.
So
Like,
that
what?
still doesn't make sense.
And then I saw like she was in an interview and someone had said like apparently supposedly he's been sober for 180 days. Like, do you believe that? What do you think? And she said that she actually does shockingly believe it. And she was like, I do actually think that he has been sober. She's like, but the downside is she was like, and she's like, and Cruz deserves that. And I deserve that. And she was like, but I really thought that it would make a bigger difference. And she was like, it doesn't. Like, his personality is his personality. And I was like, ooh.
180 days, isn't that like 6 months?
Yeah. It doesn't seem like he is, but
Yeah.
she said, she's like, I do actually believe it. And we know that she's not one to hold back because we put it on our story this week when she was on Watch What Happens Live and Andy asked her how he was in bed. And I am so glad she was honest and like didn't try to protect him, didn't try to like, not hurt his ego. That bitch was like, he's a 3, 2 to 3.
Yeah. But it does, I mean, I do at times feel like she's doing a bit much. I mean, I think not that any of his behavior is at all her fault in any way, shape, or form, period. But she married Jax Taylor knowing who Jax Taylor was. And like, I feel like the thing that not just her and him, but like anytime there's people that are like relationships like this, where it's like this person who is this like villain like person, and then they marry someone, and then it's basically this story that we just are seeing play out. It's like essentially he's been the same person this whole time. He has not changed. So it's like, we cannot be shocked by his behavior. It's not acceptable. But like, why are we surprised or acting like this is so crazy that he's doing this? Like, he's been doing this for however long we've seen him on TV. And she like moved out here to LA knowing he was a cheater, he was a liar, he was a drug addict, he was all these things. And not only moved out here and continued dating him, married him, had a child with him, like all these things. And then it's like, now he's like this horrible person. It's like, yeah, you don't deserve any of this, but it's like, of course. What did you expect? He was going to be a perfect person. Like, I doubt he was ever that great of a person.
I agree full-heartedly everything that you're saying. I think that we also know love is blind. And I think that we know that you can get caught up in something and everyone around you can see it. And you're like, how can you not see this? But you don't. And I do think that she is such a pure individual. And I think that she was, small town Kentucky, like just moved to LA after meeting him at 25, 26 years old, something like that. And like, was just like so shell shocked. And I think like, it's so easy to get caught up in everything. And like, you want to see like when we've all been in bad situations, it's like we just continue to pay attention to the good parts or how like when we feel good, like it was because of them or all of those things. So like, I think that, and I think that she like has notoriously like never really spoke negatively about him when he very much deserved for her to. And so I think we're finally seeing this like freedom from her where she's just like, I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. And I see him now and like, I'm going to play just as dirty as him. And so that's why I'm like, you go, girl, you go.
Yeah. I'm over them.
She needs to get her boobs redone. They're just too big and too.
I know.
So you didn't watch last season of Basketball Wives LA, but Brittany Reiner. Do you know who she
I've
is?
been following this though.
Okay. So she was on last season. I didn't like her before she was on the show. I certainly didn't like her on the show. I am shocked she was asked back for a second season. And since filming has, since between season 1 and season 2, she became Muslim and was like.
So wait,
and,
I have a question. Because so last season, because it's weird. It was like I watched it, and then there was a break, and then there was a second part, which I thought was another season, and I think it was another season because there was a reunion, and then there was like another season and another reunion. But on, like, if you go on to like the Cox cable, like when it lists the episodes, it lists it all as the same season, even though there's a reunion in the middle. So it's like I saw the first part of that season
with her on it.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I saw the reunion and everything, and then there was like a couple month break, and so then, but that whole season after is what I can't see without paying. But it's weird because
I've only seen her on that, and then the reunion, and then that was it.
She was on. No, I've definitely seen her on the show before. Like,
yeah, she was on one season.
But that's what I'm saying. So it was all the same season, but there was a reunion in the middle of it. Because I'll show you after, because we've gone over this.
I know, start to finish, she was on the same season. It was all one season.
Right. But I can only watch half of it. And there was a reunion in the middle. I'm 100% positive.
I'm not saying that you're wrong in what you're experiencing. I'm just saying that, like, what I watched, it was start to finish, one season, reunion at the end, and now I'm waiting for the next season to start.
Right. So that's what I thought also, like, because I thought I watched the whole season, I watched the reunion, but then when I go on to look, there was this all these other episodes that I did not see and cannot access that were on, and I wonder
if it's the upcoming season that they just have listed.
It says no, because these were like months ago. Me and you had this whole conversation about it. I was trying to watch them, and it says when they aired, and it was like, Jack, what's her name? Bachelorette party.
Yeah, Jen's bachelorette party.
Yeah, it was all.
So
it was like the second half of the season, but there was a freaking reunion. I saw a reunion, and Evelyn was on it.
Right. I'm just letting you know that all happened, but the reunion didn't air until the end.
So maybe for some reason I saw the reunion, but I did not see those half of the episodes. Yeah. But even in the episode list, it shows the reunion in the middle, and then it shows episodes, and then it shows a different reunion at the end.
That is so weird.
I know. I don't understand. So anyways, I did see her on half of the season. But
like,
anyways,
I honestly, one part of me thinks that she became Muslim because she had the worst fucking wigs I've ever seen in my goddamn life. And now she wears, I don't want to be like disrespectful. I don't want to hijab over her hair. Like, hopefully that's why, because goddamn, that girl wore like Party City wigs. Oh my God. Like, me joins to me every week. We're like, what is she doing? Like,
I don't know, but I am also shocked that she got asked back. So, but Evelyn's not on this season, right?
Yes, she is.
Oh, okay. So, but was she not at the party?
What party?
The
premiere?
The premiere. Okay.
That's the only picture I saw from the premiere.
The picture that I saw was from Denise, who's Lonzo Ball's kid's mom, child's mom. And I used to watch the Ball family, had like a reality show called Ball in the Family. And that's why I know who Denise is.
Uh-huh.
And she had posted a picture of who I thought was like all the cast, because there was like 6 of them.
Yeah, because Jennifer and Evelyn get into it.
Okay, yeah. And Jennifer was in the picture, and Brittany, and whatever. There was like 7 of them on the stage, and Evelyn wasn't in it. And I was like, is Evelyn not in this? Because then I'm not watching. But I am watching because I love watching if I can watch it. But I figured she would be in it, but I was like, why isn't she in the picture? Anyways.
Yeah, so she got engaged to Kevin Gates, apparently.
So weird.
Which is just like an oxymoron, it seems, because it's like you became Muslim because you were tired of like showing your body and like, you know, getting men and all that, which like you coerced like a 19-year-old into having a baby with you, but because he was an NBA star, but okay. And Kevin Gates is like,
the epitome of icky.
Ick. Like
really
everything
icky.
about him. Which I will say, like, if you're looking at him, like, he's a handsome man.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like everything about who he is makes him very much not handsome.
Yeah.
And like he's like one of the most like sexualized, like he like sexualizes everything, and that's gonna be your husband.
That's your man.
That's your man.
I'm a
That's our
stick
man.
beside him. Okay. Period.
Okay. And it's just so stupid. Like they're both like, to quote the beautiful Evelyn Lozada, they are both non-motherfucking factors. So why are they here?
Period.
You know?
Hopefully she brings something fun, because otherwise, why is she on the show?
She was horrible last season. She literally brought nothing.
Yeah, I don't get it. Okay, so the Valley. Janet is
Crazy.
just so annoying.
Here's the thing. Love a good Dave and Buster's moment, okay? Do I? Also, Stacy, my friend Stacy, she put Janet's party together.
Oh, that's random.
And she does like all like those types of events for them. Like anytime there's like a celebrity event or like that's what she does.
Okay.
So okay. Janet turned what, 36, 37, 38, somewhere around there. Love the idea of having your party at Dave and Buster's. I love that.
Cute,
it's so fun. All of the above. You have to you have like a strategic like execution that you do in order to like optimize your winnings. Like you go to the gift shop first to get your eye on the prize of what you want. And then
it was way too much.
Map out the best like ticketed games and like.
This is not Disneyland. We are not like mapping out our like fast pass strategy.
Like, girl, it's your birthday. Have fun.
Right. And it's just not that serious. It's
At
just not that serious. Like,
and no one else wants to do that.
No one. Not even if they were kids would they want to do that.
I've been there with kids. They've never once said, let's go to the gift shop first. Let me get my eye on the prize and then let's go.
No, I didn't even know there was a gift shop there. I actually don't even know if I've been to Dave & Buster's, but
I got some play cards. We can go anytime.
I would be more fun than your date that you took there.
Yeah, because
I was taking like 20 shots.
Speaking of dates, really quickly,
mm-hmm.
I just have to insert this. Just my frustration, like when you're starting to date a guy and then you decide you don't want to date him anymore, and then they act like a little fucking boy, and I just like don't have room for that in my life. And like I don't care what type of toxic relationship you were in prior to, like I'm not the girl to go back and forth with. I'm not gonna engage in it, and like I'm not gonna make like nothing into a big deal. And like, so I just want to PSA, like, stop little boy games. Like it's
stop doing so much.
It is so annoying. And like Kelly saw all the text messages and it was just too much.
Playing games, loves to play games.
Loves to play.
Lover of games. All types of games, doesn't care what kind of games they are. Loves the game. Mm-mm. Much like Janet at Dave & Buster's. Mm-hmm. So then they're talking about the boys' chat on the Valley, and like Luke is telling Danny, is that his name? Yeah, no, Danny is telling Luke. Luke is telling.
Come on, Danny. You knew Luke was going to go and tell.
Danny gives me the ick. He's like starting to, because he's just like so like wants to be cool.
I know.
But he's just like a dad.
I know.
And I feel like he is a good guy. Like
100%.
But he just like wants to be cool. And it's like, you're not like one of these guys. Like, stop trying to be cool.
I know.
So he's like, giving me the ick. And then he tells Luke. And then Luke goes and like tells whoever. And then tells Brittany. Which is like, why would you tell Brittany? So then Brittany tells them at the birthday party. They always do it at the parties.
Like,
So then Michelle's crying, and Janet's never seen someone cry in Dave and Buster's. I'm like,
also,
I
like,
bet you have, because there's a lot of kids there.
also, like, I'm just the type of person that, like, if you're saying something inaccurate about me, I don't care.
But also,
Like, why does
the
Michelle
way
care?
she
Like,
reacted was like, I'm sorry, I feel like there must be some truth to it, because the way she reacted was like, if that was not true, if someone said that about me, I would be so confused.
mhm.
Like, she didn't seem confused. She was just like so sad. She was like, my secret got out.
And the secret was, he said allegedly that she was getting paid by a billionaire X amount of dollars a month.
A night.
A night, which, like, go off. If
Yeah.
you were.
I'm like,
Okay.
period. I mean, no shame. Girl,
No shame.
we support sex work.
I was gonna say, women supporting women.
Period. 1,500? Okay. I mean, there's tons of girls that are sleeping with boys for free.
For free.
Uh,
Ugly ones.
yeah. Losers. Broke boys. So, pop off, sis.
Get your money.
But yeah, she didn't even seem confused by it. She was just like,
I
would
am
be
the
like,
mother of your child. How could you say that about me?
yeah. And then when she told her boyfriend, he was also like, who cares? Like, he
Okay.
wasn't confused either. He was like, well, that is how we pay our rent.
literally. He's like, well, duh, I just dropped you off there. Speaking of her boyfriend, there's like these things going around on the internet about him and like his crazy eyes, which like he does have crazy eyes. But apparently he allegedly got so drunk at the season premiere or whatever that he like fell down and had to get escorted out. Yeah, I saw a couple things about it.
I saw a picture recently of Jesse sitting on his lap. And I was like, are they friends now? This is weird. But anyways, so that comes out, the whole boys chat thing. So then Michelle decides she wants to have a little vote about their upcoming trip and wants Jesse to not stay in the house that he planned and booked. And I'm okay with him coming to the trip that he planned and booked, but not staying in the house. And so I want everyone to vote. And everyone was like,
we vote Jesse.
We vote Jesse. Which is just like, girl.
If you're the one with the problem and you're the only one with the problem, like in any situation, it doesn't matter. I'm not speaking specifically about Michelle. If you don't feel comfortable in a situation, but you're the one and only, then you remove yourself. You don't make the person that everyone else doesn't have a problem with remove themselves.
Right. But I also think, don't you think that shows that like she clearly, and I'm, again, just like last week, I'm not saying that he's not a problem, because he antagonizes her and he definitely is a problem as well. But I think like the way that everyone voted and was acting, it's like it shows that she definitely is a problem, because
I would agree.
If your friends don't even have your back, in a sense, like if say it was me in that situation and like my ex-husband was like starting a rumor about me, I would think would have my back
100%,
unless I was being a fucking problem and you're like, okay, Kelly, like you're part of the issue. So I just think it shows a lot when all of your friends are also like, yeah, we kind of see his side, like this isn't really fair. So it kind of shows they know that it's like fucked up that he said that about her, but it's also like, but I mean, we're not gonna kick him out of his own trip.
Also, have you seen the picture online of him with Anna Nicole Smith?
Yes.
Like with his long hair.
It's so random too. I'm like, how old is this man?
But that also does give me oh yeah, he does try to keep up with the Joneses and cares way too much about insignificant shit.
And we knew that, because isn't he the one who was talking about in the first season when the first episode when they talked about where they lived, that they talked about they lived by Chateau Marmont or whatever. Yeah. So anyways,
she moved and he kept the house.
Yeah. Which it is a nice house, and it's filled with all of his daughter's things, and it looks very nice. He does seem like a good dad, regardless of what she says. Anyways, so Summer House. Again, with the 2 episodes for parties. But this was a good party, so.
I would love this party. Just to sleep in a bed and like look cute and like be comfy.
So I have a confession. Okay, so last week,
Mm-hmm.
and this still rings true, that like I don't think West is as hot as he was last season.
Mm-hmm.
But I am in love with him. And just seeing him dance around with the candle, I was like, that's my man.
I can see
And I'm
that
gonna
for
stick
you.
beside him, and this is my toxic trait because I'm like Sierra. Like, I love a silly little white boy.
I could see you and Wes together.
He liked our post last week,
He sure did.
and I was like, that's my man.
It's my man's.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
And I'm gonna support that.
But it's like, he's just, his personality, oh, it's so fucking funny.
The fact that he fell asleep in the rain for over an hour.
I'm like, did you drown and you're just dead? I mean, and okay, the boys watching Zootopia in the bed, and they're like, look at the giraffe going to work, and like, poor Tom Schwartz, just, the only time he's happy in life is when he is in the Hamptons on Summer House.
Literally.
And every time he's there, he's like, I haven't been this happy in so long. He says that every time. And I'm like, should we start therapy? Or
Oh, I think he has, because I will say he does look better. He does look like better. And like, I don't think he's talking to Tom anymore, really.
Yeah.
And so
I
I
think
think
that's
like,
good.
he's just, like, I think he moved into a house recently.
I hope.
Yeah, I think he did. And he has a podcast studio in there. And like, I think he like is really like finding himself. And it sucks because I do think him and Katie would have stayed married forever if it weren't for Tom Sandoval.
I do too. Maybe they'll get back together.
I don't know. She seems really in love with this new guy though.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But hearing him and Kyle talk about like
being a dad,
how they're going to be good dads was like really sweet. But it's also like, you guys are in your 40s and you're still,
Watch it.
No.
Okay.
This is not it's not because of age.
Okay.
You didn't let me finish.
Okay.
You're in your early 40s and you're still living a lifestyle that is like outrageous, like getting blackout drunk like multiple times a week, acting like you don't have a care in the world. And then you're like, is my sperm working? I've been like consuming so many drugs and alcohol for the past 20 years, but what? I'm not fertile?
Literally.
Like, and then it's like a shock that like we're unclear if we can have kids. Like, it has nothing to do with like their age. It's just the fact that you're just now realizing like, oh, I don't know if I'll have kids. And it's like, well, yeah, what have you been doing? So I don't know. That was sad, but I mean, fucked around and found out. So yeah. Do you feel okay? I have another question about Tom. Oh, a question about Tom. Do you feel like Lexi was flirting with Tom?
Yes.
I felt like so blatantly.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Because I'm
100%.
Why didn't anyone?
Her whole demeanor changed, the way she spoke changed.
Yes.
Like 100%.
She was like, come take a shot with me. And I'm like, well, no one said anything about it because no one else was around. Right. But like, there was at least 2 different scenes where she was like very flirty with him. And I'm like,
100%. I saw it too. Felt it too.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So, weird.
Yeah. And her and Jesse are just, obviously we know that they don't last, but him not getting it. Like when he ever said, I was doing that to make Sierra feel better.
I'm so glad that Sierra reacted the way that she did. She was like,
now what I will say is,
I need your pity.
What I will say is that bothers me is that I feel like what West and Jesse did is essentially the same thing, and she's very quick to forgive Jesse and not to forgive West.
But she wasn't dating Jesse.
Right. That would obviously be the only difference. However, like, you're upset that someone post-relationship said something about you or kept a narrative going. So they weren't dating when he did that, you know? And like, and she was like, you are supposed to have my back and you made me look bad and you made it seem like it was something it wasn't, which is exactly what Jesse did. But yet you're just like, I love Jesse Solomon. Cause when she was on Watch What Happens Live, she was like, they were talking about like the Coachella pictures and everything. And she was like, I love Jesse. We are so fun to party with together. And like, so like that just was like my only thing where I'm like, you like you wouldn't even look Wes in the eye.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, I mean, I think it's a different type of betrayal when it's like
an ex.
You've slept with someone and you feel like you were vulnerable with your feelings with them. And we obviously don't know the ins and outs of people's like conversations and relationships and what they, you know, West might have led her on to believe that it was something deeper or whatever. And then obviously with a friend, which Jessie is her friend, she got her feelings hurt, but then it's like they could have had a deep heart to heart and now they're past it, and so you could still be friends. But when it's an ex, it's hard to get over that because you're like, well, I had like these deeper feelings and you betrayed those. So I mean, I get that. If she had dated both of them, then yes, but also Jesse's just like a dummy. I mean, so is West, but I feel like she also got like more, I don't know, I think it's more of like a ego thing because I think she still cares about West in that way, and it's easier for her to just like can't be around him, because if you still liked someone in you have to be around them. That would be hard. I would be that way too. I'd be like, don't be around me, because it's more like I still like him and I can't. So I think that's kind of it too.
So yeah, we'll see how the rest of the season unfolds. Oh, and then like Lindsay going to the doctor and bringing Danielle. Like, why was Danielle there? Like,
she's so annoying.
So annoying. And like, why are you asking questions about a life you're not going to have? No offense. Sorry.
Seriously.
So Love Hotel started, and we only have we're only one episode in, so we don't have a lot to go off of, but I like the concept of the show. I like the people that are on there. I love that it's Luann, who is notorious for flirting with every man in sight. Shannon, who wants a man but doesn't know how to like flirt and get a man, you know. Ashley, who's just ready, and then Giselle is ready and particular and not afraid to say what's on her mind. So I think it's like a really good dynamic. The guys seem very funny because none of them seem to have any idea of who they are or like about like Bravo in general. Yeah. And then what was his name? Earl. Oh, God bless. Because when he was talking, I was like, oh, he did a young girl, you know? And then he was like, no, she was the love of my life and she passed away. And, you know, that really taught me a lot. And I was like, this poor man.
So sweet. I think okay, so obviously it's the very beginning of the show, and like you mentioned to me, like a lot of shows we start out like, I only, out of the different franchises that these women are on, I only watch Orange County. Obviously I did watch New York way back when it first started, so Luann was on like the very first one, you know, so, and I know who each of these people are like generally, but I don't like, I'm not invested in them. Like, I mean, I love Shannon and I think she's funny. I don't really like love dating shows. Like, I don't watch The Bachelor. But so I don't know. Like, I'm going to watch it. I'm not like, yes, I can't wait. Like, I'm so excited, but I'm just like neither here nor there. Like, I'm not like super excited about it, but I think it'll be like good, maybe.
I think it'll be good, and I like that they're all a little older. And yeah, I don't watch like Bachelor or anything like that either. I just think it's like funny to see the people that we do know in this light. So I think it's just like a different dynamic.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then next week we're going to talk about Vanderpump Villa, which I'm glad we'll be doing next week because I have not finished.
I haven't finished either.
Yeah, so if you want to hear about our recap of that, then start watching. It's on Hulu. Season 2 is what we will be talking about. Both seasons are on Hulu. So Yeah, and Stassi's on it, so we love Stassi, and that's a fun one. So that is it for the shows and gossip this week. So we will end with our learning and growing goals. Make sure that you list yours in our comments, either on the episode or on our Instagram post. So what is one thing you're working on this week?
Continuing to be on time for things.
Nice. Mine is reading more. So now that I'm done with my guide, I have more time at night. So I want to get back into reading.
Nice. I should probably get back into reading too.
Yeah, I'm reading the new Frida McFadden book. Well, I don't know if it's her newest, but it's one of her newest.
I do love her.
Yes.
And someone just told me, I read all the Hunger Games books, like when they had first come out. Someone just told me that a prequel came out, and it's about whatever, the guy that like was in the village. It's about him, like it's his prequel.
I almost said Hagrid, but that's Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's Harry Potter.
One thing you're looking forward to.
My friend is coming tomorrow. I get to spend the day with her. I'm so excited. My friend Allie from back home will be here. She was in Palm Springs for a bachelorette this weekend, so she's coming to spend Monday with me, and I'm so excited to see her.
Yay. Mine is getting through this week, and hopefully I'm waiting on news about something, and I just hate waiting. So hopefully at the end of this week I will find something out. What is one thing that made you feel like an adult?
My efficiency. Like, I left my house at 10 a.m. on Thursday, and I did not come back until 6, and I was just doing. So I felt very good.
Mine was launching my business. On Thursday also.
This is a reminder. I know it's May 4th when we already set our goals and intentions for the month, but this is your reminder to, what are you supposed to be working on this month?
Being proud of myself?
Yes. Being grateful and being proud of yourself, regardless of things go the way you think or want them to go, you have to continue being proud of yourself. And how are we doing on that?
No comment.
If I'm doing my part, you have to do your part.
I'm trying.
Okay, that's all we ask.
Just because I'm not successful. It's not an instant success. And what is one thing you did this week to contribute to your mental health?
Disconnected from my phone.
Nice.
I'm going to try to do that more and more.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I need to be present.
I rested yesterday. I stayed home all day. Well, I ran a couple errands, but I didn't have plans let me rephrase. I did have plans, but I canceled them. And I rested, and I did not feel guilty or bad about just chilling. So that was great for the good old.
Oh, I have one more thing I'm looking forward to. Meeting your mom.
I was going to say my haircut too. For looking forward to. Yes. So that'll be happening next weekend. Yay. So that is all for this week. We hope that you laughed and learned something with us. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, all those fun things. And we will see you next week.
Bye.